I can hear it in the comments section now. Why do you have RotopaX? It's the worst off-road trend ever. It's just a decoration for your vehicle. And you know what? On most days, I'd probably agree with you. So let's talk a little bit about this crazy fad of RotopaX, when they're actually useful, and when maybe a cheaper option is the right option. Here we go. I'm going to go over 3 pros and 3 cons. We'll start with the pros. The first thing I like about RotopaX is the fact that they are a very modular solution, meaning that you can mount them in a variety of ways. I find that the spare tire mount works best for me, but you've probably seen on the trail that guys will run them mounted to roof racks, mounted to the side of their vehicle. They just have a lot of options when it comes to mounting them to your vehicle. If you're someone that's going to be out on the trail for more than just a regular day of riding, if you're actually going out on a multi-day trail ride where you'll be away from gas services and outside of your base camp, RotopaX are a perfect solution. They mount easily to your vehicle and are very portable. The next pro I'll highlight is their proprietary cap. It's leak-proof. Now, we've all dealt with leaking gas cans before, and it's never fun. They're smelly, they attract dust and grime, and you lose gas. So having a leak-proof cap on your gas tank is key. One other note about that is because of this design, they are not self-venting, meaning that while you're out there wheeling or traveling, you'll need to vent these tanks yourself. But typically, every few hours or every 1,000 feet in elevation that you're changing, you'll need to go ahead and off-gas these. So it's a little bit more work, but a leak-proof cap certainly is a pro. The last pro I'll highlight is their size and shape. Because these come in a variety of sizes, these are 2-gallon tanks, they're actually fairly slim. So that allows you to run them in a variety of configurations. I've seen guys run these in between a spare tire carrier and the tailgate. You can fit them horizontal on roof racks. Their slim size just allows you some flexibility when you mount them to your vehicle. So those are 3 pros of RotopaX. Let's get into some of the cons and why maybe they're not the right solution for you. Here we go. I know, it looks terrible. And a lot of you are going, why are you doing that? They're Loctite, they're leak proof. You're right. But one of the disadvantages of RotopaX is the design means that anytime you want to pour gas into your vehicle, you have to unscrew the cap, take the spout out, and then push the spout through the cap, and then you're ready to fill up your vehicle. Because the spout is internal, it means anytime these caps get really dirty or covered in mud, it's a real pain to try and unscrew them and get the spout out without knocking dirt into the can. Now, some of you may be way better at that than me. I just know I'm a clumsy idiot, and so I have to do this to keep my caps clean. Another con of RotopaX is sort of what I hinted at the start of the video. They are a little bit trendy, and a lot of times it feels like they're just decorative. You know, for the most part, when I go wheeling, I don't need to carry fuel with me. And when I am going somewhere far away, a lot of times I'll set up a base camp or a campsite where I can actually just drop off my gas. So in a situation like that, I don't need to have gas on my vehicle at all times. And in fact, what's easier is to take something like one of these tough jugs or even a jerry can, a good old-fashioned jerry can. And I'll usually just put those on a hitch rack, take them to camp, drop them off at camp, go wheel for the day, and when I get back, if I need to top off my tank, I'll do that in camp. There's a lot of advantages to doing it that way. You don't have a lot of extra weight on your vehicle, and we all know keeping your off-road vehicle light is a priority, and you don't have to worry about getting a leak out on the trail. So yeah, I'd say a con is that they are a little bit trendy, and oftentimes it's not necessary to carry a RotopaX on your vehicle. The last con I have about RotopaX is the price tag. This 2-gallon gas can runs anywhere from $85 to $100, and that's a lot of money to spend on a gas can. So I'd really think about what your use case is before you invest in RotopaX as your gas carrying solution. As I mentioned before, most times I'm setting up a base camp, And a lot of the time I have a hitch rack on my Jeep where I put my cooler, and I can easily carry something like this, just a good old-fashioned jerry can. Now this one is actually new. It's from Ace Hardware, and I think it ran me about $65. So it's not necessarily cheap, but this is 5 gallons. So I get a lot more capacity out of this, and it's easy to put on my hitch rack, and I can just leave it in camp. I have another style jerry can here. This is just an old military style jerry can, and it works just the same way. The only challenge with this one is I don't have a spout for it, so I generally carry a funnel with me if I'm taking these to camp. Now, the last solution I have here today with me, and actually my favorite solution of all of these, is this Tough Jug. It has an external spout, which I really like. It has a nice secure screw-on cap. The other thing I like about this is $35 is what I paid for it. So the price point is much lower than a metal jerry can or a RotopaX. It all comes down to what your use case is. For me, the majority of the time, I set up a camp, and from that camp, I go and do the trails during the day, come back to camp, and if I need to top off my gas tank, I do that at camp. So again, RotopaX are great for their special use case. If you're going to be out on the trail and you need something that's going to mount to your vehicle easily, RotopaX make a lot of sense. But there are plenty of other solutions out there that save you some money and give you just as much utility and definitely more capacity. All right, guys, with that, be safe out there, have fun, and please stay on the trails. Until next time.